Hey guys, so how are you tonight? It's Sunday night. It's the end of my 8th week out here on the road, and got a lot to talk about tonight. So there's maybe more than one video. I haven't done a lot today. Um, so where do I start? Well, I guess I left up this morning, and I was in Chelsea, Oklahoma, and I read a newspaper. Brooks and Sarah and Jed had put me up at their place. And I read a newspaper article, and there was a story in there, kind of a moral, and it struck me. I wanted to share it with you guys. And at this point, I think the best thing I could do is give you my interpretation of it, because, quite frankly, as I get out here in the heat, my memory is fried. Well, anyway, the story kind of goes like this, but I think there's value in hearing the story and sharing it with the kids and even with us as adults. It really struck me, and at 5:30 in the morning, that's kind of odd, I guess. I don't know, maybe not. So, a group of frogs didn't know each other. They were hopping through the forest when two of them jumped down this big well, and they started to hop up and try to get out, and they just couldn't do it. And the group of frogs were on the outside. We just tell them, just give up, forget about it. I'm getting very animated. Just stop wasting your energy. Just let it go. It's time to make peace with the Maker, and the whole bit. And apparently there was a little ledge and a little deeper abyss. And after trying for a period of time, the one frog jumped into the abyss and I guess ended his own life. And the other frog didn't. He kept jumping, and the more he did, the more animated the other frogs became with their gestures and yelling and give it up and just end your life. It's easier. And you can't make it. You can't do it. And all of a sudden, the other frog jumped up and jumped up and jumped up and made his way out. And one of the frogs was talking to him. He said, Why did you try so hard? Didn't you know? We were telling you couldn't make it." And the other frog said, "Well, I'm deaf. I didn't hear you. I thought you guys were cheering me on, and it was your cheering that got me to overcome that obstacle." And I think that's so poignant a little bit in what we do. I can speak firsthand on this journey. I can speak firsthand from some of the people closest to me before I left. I can speak firsthand to people I've met on the journey. People love to tell you what you can't do, why something won't work. I was talking to Pam back in Chelsea when she had approached the idea of making some things special for her town in Route 66, and certainly with some support, but there were certainly a lot of people telling you, well, don't do that underpass, it's just going to be destroyed and graffitied and all that. I don't know what it is about human nature that we people find it they're so willing to tell you why you can't do something, why it won't work, why you shouldn't try. And the story of this little frog, so I hope Kira and Landon, you guys are listening, because this frog didn't hear what they were saying. He was actually inspired, thinking they were cheering him on by their animation and their gestures. And I just found some learning tool in that as I went. But anyway, I digress with that. I do have a few observations for you. So it came close to I'm going to share something that might be too much information, I've been told, but I try to be transparent, so it's all I can be. So early on in my journey, this happened, and it almost happened again twice in the last week in two different occasions. So this one goes out to all you kids out there. This is a message from Uncle Jim. Gold Bond foot powder, bad on private parts. Johnson's baby powder, good on private parts. In the dark, make sure you use the right powder, otherwise bad. I did it the first go round before I started the journey. I didn't do it this time. I caught myself. The other thing I almost caught myself about was, so I got my little toiletry bag. Okay, again, sharing too much information. I'm a guy. Maybe you guys can identify. Sometimes we get a little bit gamey. So about once a month or so, I nair certain parts of my body to keep it as clean as possible. Well, I got a big tube of Nair for like $8, and I said, well, that's pretty costly. I don't want to waste it, even though you only lose a little bit. So I'm carrying it around the country with me. I don't know why I should just leave it behind. That bag is heavy as hell. Anyway, Ironically, it's kind of in the same shape as my hair gel. So not today, but yesterday morning when I got up, I still try to look presentable, even though I put a hat on and sweat to death right afterwards. But I squirt my hand ready to put my hair gel in, not hair gel. Luckily, I caught myself. So again, guys, Nair for hair on your head, not good. Hair gel, good. So there's a little bit of a lesson from me. But further along those lines of some crazy things was, if you ever want to frustrate somebody, me being the guy, I don't know if there's a, if we ever want to torture somebody, how the hell do you fold a fitted sheet? Brooks and Sarah were kind enough to set me up a little futon last night. I tried to get up, try to take care of myself and clean up and leave it the way I found it. Someone's got to teach me how to fold a fitted sheet, because I spent 25 minutes this morning wanting to punch myself in the eyeball because I couldn't figure that out. So anyway, that's a little bit about that. So tell you about today, tonight, tomorrow. I still got to get my schedule for the next week, and I haven't done it yet, but I will. But let me tell you a little bit about today, because today was really special for me in a lot of different ways. So the first way is that I met this little fella. I met him last night, but we really bonded today. This little fella named Jet. And if I talked about him last night, and I'm going to run long today, and I apologize, but I don't care. I haven't left many videos. So Jet's, I think, 7 years old, and a heck of a little man. And I sent some pictures out of him. He's a little cowboy. But he woke up early this morning and wanted to play ball with me. We were playing ball. And just a great little kid. 2 years ago, Jet had a stroke. The little kid had a stroke. I kind of found out why, and I had to fuse his vertebrae up here. But think about that for a minute. So, me and him are playing, and he's got a great attitude, and his parents have a cattle farm, and he's got his horse, and we're out playing ball, and just having a good old time. And it turns out Jet and I share the same birthday. So, at some point this morning, we were talking about the holidays and birthday and all those list of gifts, and I played with him a little bit, and today, Jet, I don't know if you know about what the rule is. And look, I play by the rules. I don't like to break rules. So the rules say that if you get a gift for your birthday, but there's somebody older that that shares the same birthday, they get all your gifts. So he was a little bummed out, I think, but I didn't realize how much it was playing on his mind until I finished the story. So early in the morning, Sarah came out, and it was really nice. We probably talked for a half an hour, and I got such an education on farming, and I'm proud of myself for asking some intelligent questions, but what an education she gave me on farming and how the heifers work versus the bulls, and what they take to market and what they keep, and how it all works, and the feeding and the mating, and it just, again, I'm a Yankee from back east, and I wouldn't know any of this stuff. So it was so, I love to learn things. It was so educational, and I never would have to think I'm in Chelsea, Oklahoma, learning about cattle farming at 7:30 on a Sunday morning. I never would have figured that out or whatever, but that's indeed what happened. So Sarah was awesome with that. And then later in the morning, Brooks got up, and we had to go out, and literally I'll say whatever little bit I could contribute trying to pull my weight. We got in a four-wheeler. I don't know if you call it, not a bobcat, I don't know what you call it. We had to go around the farm on all the terrain because the heifers are with baby, and it's the time when they start delivering them. So he had to, Brooks and Sarah and their cool dog Tank, who's fabulous, Jet and I went around, and they're looking for signs that these cows have delivered a baby. So they would need to make sure that the baby's not stuck or being compromised, that it's not being abandoned out there. So this is a daily routine for them, and it was, again, just super educational for me to take part in that, and that was really neat. So we came back, had breakfast. I took a quick shower, and this goes back to Jet now. So I'm in the bathroom, and he wasn't provoked with this or anything. I hear, "Jim," I say, "Yeah, buddy, what's up?" He said, I think that rule's only in New York." So he'd been processing this whole, he had to give up all his birthday gifts to me the whole time. And 2.5 hours later, he came. I said, "Well, you know what, let me, you might be right. I got to check on that. I'm not sure, but I got to check on that." So I think he was relieved when he came out and told him I checked on it, and he was absolutely right. That's only a New York rule. that you've got if you share the birthday with somebody. Um, so it was fun to hang out with him, and he's got a couple more lines that I'll share with you guys. I shared a video about the little madman getting blasted off of a piece of concrete and just laughing his butt off. But just a great little fella, and for everything he's been through, he's heading down to Dallas for a checkup, and that's a big concern for his parents. But Brooks and Sarah, what they shared with me um, about belief in God and just family, and Sarah did a post on her own personal Facebook, which had me in tears, literally had me in tears. So I was heading down to church, and after showering, they were going to take me down to church today. And on the way down, Jet was down there in his little cowboy outfit, slick as could be. He's a little man. He's so cool. He says, Mom, we should have more people sleep over because it makes me smile. And it made me feel good. And then I said, I had said to you last night that I hope that someday in the future, maybe even next summer, I could bring my kids down on kind of a motor journey, not spend the whole day with people, but just half hour, move on to the next town, half hour, and just meet these people that have been so nice to me and so kind to me. And he said, Dad, if they come through next year with the kids, they can stay 2 nights. So he's looking forward to it, and he's just a great little guy. Made my day. So we took some pictures. They dropped me off at the church in town, and I have to thank the church because the Church of the Nazarene up in Chelsea made accommodations for me down here in Claremore. They didn't have to, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in my next my clips. I know I'm going to run long, so I don't want to cut it short. So let me shut this off now. I love you guys. While I've got you, I'm not going to apologize. I'm going to give you a couple of updates. Our point the thumb football teams last night. We had a good weekend. We were 2-1. Crestview won out of Convoy, Ohio, and Triton won out of Bourbon, Indiana. Ontario, Ohio lost pretty handily yesterday, but that's okay. 1-1. We're going to get our stuff together, refocus, and we'll come back next week and get back on the winning track, because that's what we do at the Point to Thumb Journey. So as a group, and we are a family, we were 2-1 yesterday, so that's real positive, or Friday rather. So I got that. My own son's baseball team, the York Young Revolution, had a tournament back east in Pennsylvania today, and they didn't fare so well either. But I'm a big believer in sometimes you've got to lose to learn how to win, and I'm a big believer in that. So, losing an early season tournament isn't the worst thing in the world. Getting knocked down once or twice in your life isn't the worst thing in the world. It teaches you how to pick yourself back up and gives you more satisfaction when you do, succeed and reach a milestone. So, with that being said, I'm going to shut off now and then finish up a little bit of the day in the next video. So thank you guys for following here at Graceland, and I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you in a minute.